Yo, what is the deal? What is the deal? Welcome to the No Pick Show. There's no handhold. We do with facts, not emotion. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification if you haven't already. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to my dog Michael Morgan coming in the building already, man, with the two piece. What's good with you, bro? Don Guillory, I see you, homie. Look, we're gonna talk about that for sure. For sure, we definitely gonna talk about that. So it's been, if you're the Pelicans, it's been a somewhat uneventful offseason, unless you're consistently talking about Trey Murphy. Zion to a lesser extent. And of course, today we got the news that what up, Cullen? We got the news that the guys Jeremiah Fritz and Derek Queen will not be playing in summer league. Well, what's that with your most hated? I didn't anticipate them playing. I didn't think Fierce needed to play at all. With Derek, I kind of thought Derek was more likely to play than not. But again, both of those guys played like what, damn near 160 games combined last season, if not more. Um, they started a bunch of games. I don't think the summer league really caters to a player like Derek Queen's style. Like in the summer league, I don't even. Well, I'm not about to say this. Never mind. I'm about to say something that most people would have just totally disagreed with. But anyway, I don't think it's that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? I do think some people are frustrated, and I totally get the level of frustration. But I wanted to talk about. So if you remember, you kind of saw some of the things I spoke about as it pertains to Trey Murphy and the future with the Pelicans and where things may or may not stand at this current juncture. Is pretty much an educated guess of mine based on things I've heard, people I've talked to, and that kind of sums up where I think things will stand. Now, for a couple of other guys who things have been like eerily quiet surrounding, it's been Herb Jones, for example. We talk about Herb Jones all the time. Things have been it's been super quiet around Herb, right? I think he's another player that, he'll probably never come out and say, trade me from the Pelicans. But I think he's another guy that would be comfortable somewhere else if the opportunity presented itself. And it's like, hey, who could blame them? The Pelicans haven't been good for 2 years now. Been dealing with injuries. They got rid of your coach and Willie Green. He's another guy that I think would consider greener pastures if the opportunity presented itself. So I wanted to go over a trade based on this player who really one of the only guys we've not regularly, but one of the only names that we've seen the Pelicans have interest in last season. It was really just this guy, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Jared Allen to a lesser degree, but that guy is Ben Mathurin. Benedict Mathurin, hell of a player. Hell of a player, man. Came off the bench a lot in Los Angeles. If you want to get into some of his numbers, we can. Duke a hoop. And his analytics were also pretty superb last season as well. If I'm not mistaken, he had a positive plus 3.4 net rating last year off the bench with the Clippers. Averaged 17 points on 12 shots. It's pretty good. Didn't shoot great from beyond the arc, but he didn't shoot great from beyond the arc with the Clippers. With Indiana, he shot 37% from beyond the arc on over 5 attempts. That's pretty good. Where he excels, in my opinion, is for a shooting guard. He rebounds well, average over 4 rebounds the last 3 years. He averaged over 4 rebounds, average 17 points, 1 steal a game, 2.5 assists, but he gets to the fucking free throw line like a dog. The dude gets to the free throw line like a dog. He's incredible. And I can't even really say he manipulates the rules, but he's incredible at taking advantage of the rules. Like he gets to the free throw line like a big dog, especially for someone his size. And he finishes when he gets there. Whoa, what's happening with your name? Whoa, what's happening with your age, Bizzle? I'm cooling, man. So the dude can hoop. So this is something I had in mind. I'm interested in knowing what you guys think about this potentially, right? Now, Benedict Mathurin is a restricted free agent. So a deal, unless he's renounced, would have to come in the form of a sign and trade. Right? And if you remember, there were some rumors surrounding the Pelicans' interest in Ben Mathurin for Yves Missi last season. Not sure where that stands right now, but if it was last season, I'm sure they would still have some interest in Benedict Mathurin with him going to the Clippers and his future being unknown. So here's where it gets a little funny at. Benedict Mathurin is a restricted free agent, meaning that there's going to be the baseline base year compensation, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's what it's called, base year compensation, which means if you trade him, if the Clippers were to trade him, it only counts for about roughly half of what his new deal is, like what he signed for. Like if he signed for $18 million, it would count for roughly $9 million going to the Pelicans. While if I'm not mistaken, the entirety of Herb Jones's contract would count towards going to the Clippers. So in essence, well, it would count as the Clippers sending out 9, and it would count as the Pelicans sending out the entire 14.8. The Pelicans will receive 18, but it only counts for the Clippers sending out 9. I know y'all don't really care about that shit, so I'm not gonna bore you with the details. Basically, this trade works, right? And to sum it all up, this trade works. Clippers would take a $5 million hit. They got crazy luxury tax room right now, even with them signing Rui Hachimura. Right now, they got at least $42 million away from the luxury tax, so they can take this hit and it not be a real problem for them. They still need a big man. Of course, the Pelicans don't really have a big man to send them because the Pelicans obviously wouldn't trade even Neesy at this juncture without replacing that position. So it's something that's possible, probable, and I don't know, but I don't think you're getting 2 firsts for Herb Jones. That's just my position. Well, what up with you, Val? What up, homie? GSP say, I understand running their back due to injuries and staff coach change, but some of these dudes are really just taking up space. I totally agree. Look, you just saw today. Now, this situation is different. I'm about to try to get L on the show right now. This situation is different from the Pelicans. So, like you saw today, DeMar Rosen was waived. Now, in him being waived, they're probably going to look to stretch his contract, right? They're probably going to look to waive and stretch that deal so they absorb that cap hit over a number of years, right? But the Pelicans can do that same thing with Jordan Hawkins, and it only would count for about $2 million. Not really a major cap hit, truthfully, but it would free up an additional $4 million to what the Pelicans already have. So that will put you at about $13 million to be able to do another move. And that's another reason why the Pelicans could do a deal like this, because even if they absorb an additional $3 million hit in this trade with Mathurin going for $18 million, that's if the deal is $18 million. But even though they would absorb the additional $3 million hit, they got space away from the luxury tax to where they can absorb that hit without entering the tax. Whoa, what up with you? What up, Al? How you doing, bro?
Whoa, what's good, dog? How you doing this evening?
Oh man, I'm just chilling, bro. Trying to get a showing. Look, we got a storm out here, so just getting this showing before the power go out. If it go out, what's up with your P Father? How you doing, sis? Like, yeah, so
go ahead. I was tapped in. Saw you. I just saw you kind of running down the numbers and whatnot about Ben Mathurin and a Herb Jones deal. I saw you post that one on X2 earlier. Yeah. It's an interesting deal in my opinion.
And go ahead. I can say this, that's one of the guys that I've heard that they like. I heard they like Ben Mathurin. Now, I don't know if they
showed true interest last year. I think they showed real interest last year.
They showed some true interest last year. Now, I don't know if they still like him, but I know they were interested at one point. Shout out to everybody in the building. As you're coming in, make sure you hit that like button. But what are your thoughts on what you've seen so far in free agency as things have slowed down? And the announcement today with Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears not being in Summer League, and I'll go over Jamal Mosley's interview as well.
As far as free agency, honestly, bro, like the more you look at it, restricted free agency is kind of what my focus has been on. Boy, you could control them. You could control you got life. Absolutely, bro. Like you could really wait out a person's market and kind of force them in your price. Oh, Jesus.
Shout out to H. Bill. I like Nick Richards a lot. Actually, he's a former Pelicans draft pick. I like Nick Richards a lot. But yeah, bro, like to your point, if you're Ben Mathurin, like you saw last year with Kuminga, you're seeing it now with Peyton Watson, and I know like we spoke about Peyton Watson a little bit on the not on the show, but we spoke about him in private, and people talk about it online. There's not a realistic pathway to a Peyton Watson. Like it would be extremely, extremely difficult. And so it's like, can it be done? It's like maybe. That's why I think more than likely Peyton Watson is either staying with Denver or he's going to get traded to a team with cap space that could just absorb that hit, which really just leaves like the Brooklyn Nets mostly. Like the Brooklyn Nets, maybe the Clippers could do something if they finagle it, but I think he's going back to Denver.
The only thought I have regarding like the Peyton Watson deal is, and I'm not 100% sure on these, is like if you like signed and traded him for whoever, right? Like if you're willing to be a tax team, could you do it? You know what I mean? Like if this team was willing to operate as a tax team, then I think it's probably more realistic, I guess. But I don't know how that works for Denver.
It would fuck Denver. Because honestly, I think they just need to get rid of restricted free agency altogether.
I agree.
They just need to
restricted free agency screwed. I don't want to say screwed, but like Cam Thomas was hurt by restricted free agency. Kuminga was hurt bad by restricted free agency because just not, and I know this ain't really much. I know you're talking about Ben, but Ben Mathurin to a degree as well. When teams have money and that initial hit and people are trying to give their money away, you can't even really go negotiate because you're not free, because your team would just say, and it's not that somebody can't try and match you or whatever, but again, like now I got to trade for you, or I have to pay you and most likely give up some form of an asset as opposed to just like naturally negotiating with somebody. Like like the Lakers made the deal for Walker Kessler, but dog, $32 million and 4 firsts or whatever the deal. And it was steep price.
And it was easier for them to do because they just signed them in the cap space. Whereas like if you're a team like Denver and like you were absorbing more salary than you actually sent out by the day share exception, you're gonna get hit with some additional millions, and you're a team that's already in like a weird salary cap situation. So they just need to get rid of that shit, honestly, bro. It's kind of like just a bad.
The CBA got like a couple more years, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, so you ain't. you
better start advocating now. Like,
listen, what was it? Don't they sign like a 10-year deal when the CBA gets signed or something like that? If I'm not mistaken,
I'm unsure, but y'all better start advocating now because that's a rough deal. That
second apron. The second apron, which again, I don't know who technically was pushing for the second apron because it allows the owners, governors, whatever they're calling them now, to essentially not pay people, but and like just basically blame it on the second apron for like blowing teams up and throwing. Because again, think about this. Luka, if he would have stayed in Dallas, the contract that Luka could have signed.
He would have been.
Oh my gosh, bro! Like if I'm Luka too, I'm crying and hurting to like, bro, you possibly cost me like 100-200 mil. I just can't get back.
That's why, like with Jokic, I saw like we was talking to our dog. I see, and, he mentioned like potentially Jokic. I'm like, dog, under no circumstances is Jokic leaving. They could be like, you gotta go, and he be like, I'm not going nowhere.
Like, give me
my money,
all money. And listen, players like that, like bro, I'm an MVP candidate. You could bank the Supermax. Like players like Ben Mathurin, for example. Like even if Ben Mathurin plays his best, respectfully to Ben Mathurin, right? That's not a Joker level player. You ain't like he has to play above and beyond to be like an all NBA level player, right? Like he probably won't even receive opportunities to be that type of player. All-star is one thing, but see, when you start talking, look at Duren right now. Look at Duren right now. If Duren don't make all NBA, bro, he's probably already signed.
And you know what's funny? I think, and shout out to Louisiana, got our dog in the building. Look, we were just talking about some things with Clutch and old Rich Paul and them.
I
It's
like
crazy.
Rich, dog.
Yeah, Rich is one thing I will say about Rich. His name fits because he absolutely gonna get the money for his people.
He gonna get you your bread, bro.
Sam Kemp, I totally disagree with this. Ben Mathurin is a far superior player than Herb Jones. Like Ben Mathurin was putting up numbers in the finals like about the year before last.
Ben get buckets though.
Yeah, Ben. It's like Ben is just he's a far superior player. It's like he's like a tier or so above a Herb Jones at this stage, and that's no knock to Herb Jones. It's just reality of the situation right now. But yeah. So what did you make of the summer league announcements? You know, we talked about this about a month ago, and I was like, initially, I didn't really think they would play.
You didn't think they would play
so many games and. Yeah. Not like, do you think it's a bad practice having those young guys not going out there and getting run?
So I'm gonna say this personally, I don't like it, right? I understand, and it's not the end of the world, right? I had to put myself down as well because as y'all know, at the end of the day, though, I'm a fan of the team. I'm a fan of basketball. I'm like, those are like my primary things, right? But I also just think about it from, in my opinion, from a development standpoint. And a lot of people like, man, look, you don't really need summer league. And my thought is any opportunity you get to get game reps, I feel like you need them, especially for like a young player in the league. It's like, well, they played 81 and 82 games. And it's like, well, yeah, but personally, if I've been in the, let's say I finished my season, we had 26 wins, whatever. Even if I finish strong, if I've been in the summer working out, like practicing my craft, getting strong and all of that, I want the first opportunity I can to, like, even if it's just in a little dry, like I need to test out what I've been doing, even if it's just for a little bit. So that's kind of where I'm at.
It's funny you say that because you know, I just wonder if they think everyone's in shape right now. For summer league. I don't see nobody name or nothing, but I'm just saying.
I know what you mean. I thought about that as well. I just
wonder if
protecting
they feel like
people from themselves.
Yeah. I just wonder if they feel like everyone's in shape right now for a summer league. That's another thing.
That was one of my. So I thought about that as well because my thought is like, okay, this was more of a. You want to read that one?
Shout out to Louisiana girl on the home, and she said this is more of a Mosley decision. Any first round who played major minutes the previous year doesn't play in the second year summer league. He feels his offseason program is better for development. She said Franz, Paolo, Suggs all played in one summer league. Anthony Black, Tristan Da Silva played in 2, and Jet Howard, who hasn't logged any minutes, played in 3. Shit, I remember Austin Rivers played in like 3 summer leagues.
Yeah,
motherfuckers say what they want about Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers was a professional, dog. Austin Rivers was going to show up, and he was going to do the work. And if he was on your team, he was going to defend you. Like he was going to defend the team and the public. But go ahead, bro. I apologize.
No, it's more like a whatever you ask of me type of situation. So I understand. My thought behind it is that like from the player standpoint, I want to be able to play. I ain't gonna lie. I just love, like, I would love playing games. Like at the end of the day, and even if I can't, like, I ain't playing a full game, like, yo, I could get one game, I could get a half, I could get 3 quarters. Like, I just want to be able to compete and test my game and what I've been practicing against other people. And if I'm far superior, then cool. I also understand the aspect of, look, I need to get you brought up to speed with what it is we want you to do. We want to fine tune some things before we put you out there against, even if it's lesser competition, right? If you're not up to speed with some of the things we want you to do, then like I kind of understand you protecting someone from themselves. So being that is, and you can tell that it was kind of a Mosley decision, like listening to him talk in his interview today, was just kind of like, you know what I mean? So again, it's cool. It's not the biggest thing, but I personally believe unless you like Zion, though, you know what I mean? Fucking starter,
unless you like
franchise.
Like today, Ace was ruled out with some back spasms, I believe.
Yeah, like people's talking about like why Cooper not playing, and it's like, though, Cooper.
Cooper playing?
It's like, bro, don't like VJ ain't playing. It's like, dog, don't. And I love Fears, bro. I love Fears. We cannot compare VJ and Fears, respectfully, like both rookie seasons were good rookie seasons. VJ rookie season was different compared to Fears's rookie season. Like the level, that's like saying obviously they'd be like, why Dylan Harper ain't playing? It's like, you fucking serious? Like, clearly Dylan Harper ain't playing summer league right now.
I mean,
your season was over in April.
It's funny. I actually think you would have more of an argument for Dylan versus a couple of the other guys, because Dylan missed a lot of the season with injury. Time. Yeah, like I think if someone was like, well, Fear started a bunch of games and Dylan played a couple games, like I would understand Dylan playing more honestly than Fears. Mm-hmm. I think really the two rookies I really want to see was Derek Queen and Michael Peavy. But yeah, I'll say this about DQ also. I don't think that type of player is catered. Excels. Like, yeah, like I don't think that type of player excels in Summer League, like slower table setter type players. I think Summer League is for scoring, like getting like dunks, threes, downhill scoring. Like, I don't think it's really for the type of basketball that Derek plays at this juncture, but it still would have been nice to see him out there. I want to go over a couple of things with Jamal Mosley's interview here, since we haven't seen Coach in a little while there. Yeah. Man, you know what's
first opportunity to get interviewed in the building, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Like on the court and whatnot.
Yeah, at
the practice facility.
Yeah, I think I kind of feel like a lot of money being left on the table with Jamal Mosley, as far as like, there's not a lot of articles coming out about bro. There's not a lot of like game film breakdown coming out about him.
Right under the radar, bro.
Yeah, like I do feel like there's some journalist things being left on the table with Jamal Mosley, but again, you got to take into consideration the market you're in. Let's check out Coach for a few minutes and see what he had to say and kind of examine some of his thoughts on the process.
See what this group looks like. Oh, that's great. Watching our coaches teach these guys energy, the camaraderie they're building going into Summer League, but just being in the gym, watching them work hard, understanding the terminologies we're doing, the different aspects of how we're teaching the game. They've done an excellent job with the energy.
Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all tap and hit the like button. Subscribe also.
Each and every single day we've been in.
And you talked about wanting to establish a culture. How much of it kind of starts here, even though, a lot of these guys won't be playing with the main group, just kind of starting it here?
Oh, that's what it is. I mean, for our coaches, for these guys to understand exactly how we want to play night in and night out, knowing that it's going to be a defense-focused team, the intensity that we have to play with, the energy we have to play with, the urgency we have to play with night in and night out. These guys are really doing a great job of that right now.
Maybe the decision that went into not having Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears on this Summer League roster, what kind of went into that?
Well, they've been in here working with these guys, and I think a big portion of it is them playing, for 80 to 82 games, being able to be up and play these games against the heavy hitters in the league. So them being able to see that, then working on their.
His contract is 5 years, Loon. His contract, I think it was announced initially. It's a 5-year deal. If I'm not mistaken.
They don't ever really announce the money unless it's like a big somebody. Let me ask you a question real quick about what he's speaking to. Obviously, he was saying, and they're doing a lot of development. Though the young guys are practicing right now with the team, according to him. They are getting the run in. Do you think, or at least would you want to, even though they played 82 games, right? Do you think the 82 games under Borrego / Willie wouldn't, like, how do you compare those 82 versus like what it is you plan on doing and them being able to like run your scheme? Or you just think y'all played the games and then that's all that matters? Like, do you think there's any like wanting to see where they're at mentally on the floor, or you just think it's all about the practices?
I'm a little biased in this regard. Like how you frame it, I do kind of see ways that, especially if guys will be used differently, I do kind of see ways that you could have implemented your system. You could have kind of, found just different avenues to, get a head start on things. I do know that Fear's been working a lot with Sham God, I'm sure Mosley's been working with DQ and stuff like that. I'm kind of at the point though to where I don't know for sure what I would have liked to have seen from either guy. Like, far as like with Derek, I'm like, I know some people like I kind of want to see him as the hub, like offensive hub, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to see that, right? Like, I don't know
if that's not his role.
Yeah, especially if it's not his role. Like, I don't know if I want to see that. Whereas with Fears, I'm like, okay, it's the jumper continuing to come along. It's the finishing at the rim coming along, continuing to trim in the right direction. And they probably were only going to play like 1 or 2 games anyway. So it's kind of like one of those things. I am good now. Micah Peavy didn't play. I'd have been like, all right, nah, what the fuck is happening? Like, in fact, I think Jordan Hawkins should play. Honestly,
craft during the game, being with these guys, getting some practices with them, I think is very important as well. But just continue to hone their craft and study the game with a lot of these coaches and get to know them as well.
To that point, obviously Micah Peavy is on this roster. What do you want to see from him in Summer League? And when watching him on film or watching him in the gym, what's maybe impressed you the most about his makeup?
I mean, his defensive tenacity is one thing that stands out. His ability to guard multiple positions, his willingness to defend, wanting to defend, being able to get through screens, fight over screens, his toughness, getting after, and then his ability to catch and shoot. We want him to be able to knock down shots, guard the team's best player, and then the other.
Man, now I wholeheartely agree with that. Like, if Micah Peavy can turn himself into a reliable catch and shoot guy, then it changes a lot. It changes a hell of a lot. Like, I think that would help him tremendously. Him guarding the opposing team's best guy. I mean, I'm sure he just means in Summer League here, but if he can do that even in Summer League, that would trend in a great direction.
I think. Did you watch the Peavy interview yet? Oh no,
I haven't seen him yet. I'll put it on after this.
All right, yeah. Well, just to reference it to this point, Peavy was talking about he had opportunities to learn from Herb and some of the things that he was, kind of overselling or like trying to go for turnovers and stuff and needed to be more solid. Just if Micah can like hone in on the defensive focus that Mosley's gonna allow him, and I think we'll see that. And like you said, the shooting does come along to a degree. Bro, you're talking about an opportunity to get like essentially you got
an opportunity to get some real minutes, because as it currently stands, again, the Pelicans they kind of like overbooked to a degree from a standpoint of, I don't think they have a lot of redundancy. I just think they got like a bunch of players that aren't necessarily needle movers right now. And you got to find minutes for guys. Like, you still need 3-point shooting. So even if you brought in a guy who can shoot, it's like, who does he play over? Like, I still see that with the center position. I mean, clearly, if you bring in a really good center, he's most likely going to start.
If you bring in a Jared Allen type, he's
starting
center. Yeah,
no question. Or like even a solid guy, you got a rotational big there. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this perimeter.
The other side of it is just being able to crash the glass and hit the offensive boards as much as we can with him.
Solomon is a local guy. What do you kind of say to him so far? What made you all want?
I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but that's another very interesting point when he talk about him crashing the glass. I do think I do think Michael Peavy was solid and generating second looks last. That's something the Pelicans definitely need along with physicality.
I think that just that toughness, what he represents what this city is about, the tenacity, the resiliency, the focus level. There's a toughness that he possesses every single game, his willingness to learn what we're trying to teach, quick to pick things up, and just doing whatever is necessary to get on the floor.
What would be your first impressions?
My expectation. My bad.
No,
these dudes gonna pick up the full game, bro. They're gonna be picking up full court. I don't know if they're gonna 100%. This shit gonna look like old school. I don't know if it's old school or like AAU style basketball. I think defensively he gonna have them dudes picking up full court, like in your face level pressure. And I think he's gonna see who can who can guard and play with that heavy pressure kind of style. Like, don't necessarily I don't want to say don't try to cause turnovers, but who can be like the most disruptive defensively, I think is how that summer league team gonna look.
He had it's funny because he actually had Anthony Black doing that at points during the season, like picking up full court. And I was like, damn, I didn't know Anthony Black was a defender like this, but that's certainly a part of his MO.
Oh, his energy, his focus level, he's got a great spirit about him. That's the one thing that first and foremost, he's got a great energy and spirit about him. The way he walks into the gym, ready to do whatever is necessary for this team. He's got a great joy for the game. I think he's willing to do whatever is necessary to step on that floor. He talks about being able to defend multiple positions, then offensively just being able to play, make his teammates better, and then just getting the reads for the game and how fast it's going to be at this level, but just understanding how he can contribute.
Shamgad is the obviously the head coach of the summer league team, and you've been around him for a while. What is it about him that's allowed him to excel as a coach, and what is it about him that's maybe allowed him to relate to players, as it seems like a lot of guys have spoken positively about their experience working with him?
Pause it for a second if you don't mind.
He just
No, one thing also I wanted for Sham, like for why I wanted Jeremiah Fizz, and even if DQ didn't play or did play, part of the reason I wanted those dudes to play as well is for Sham guy to have a true opportunity with some real NBA talent in your first. Like, I understand there's not many like great players out there that's playing right now. A lot of these dudes won't make rosters, but it's this guy's first time out there coaching. Get the man like NBA level talent, like let him get some work with Jeremiah, that one-on-one in-game work with Jeremiah Fizz. That was kind of one of the things I was hoping for, that like Jeremiah could do something in the game, come to the bench, tell him what he sees, and they get that early chemistry that will possibly go into the season as well. Not saying that they're not doing that, but that was one of the things that I was hoping for, that we could start building like more. If they've already been working out a lot, like I wanted to see them in like a game action, be able to get an opportunity to start developing that relationship and that rapport more. That was one of the things I wanted. And I just knew he was about to talk about Sham guys, so I just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, what you're saying making a lot of sense, because things are different. When there's live rounds being fired versus guys working intimately, maybe one-on-one or in a like more of a training session. When you're up against an opposing team, and you got to make those adjustments on the fly. Of course, things are going to be different. You're going to need more attention to detail. Going to need to communicate things clearly. So that is another, I would say, probably con of Fizz not playing in the summer league, as well as Derek.
Make sure he's a service-oriented guy who's just going to make sure he's getting the best out of each player, no matter what. And
shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hitting that like button if you just joined in. Appreciate everybody in the building, man.
Going to bring guys together with his communication, with his work ethic, knowing that he's trying to get the best out of each guy and he wants the best for them. And he does that not just with the players, but with coaching staffs and whoever he's around. He's making sure that we're coming together as a group. And I think that's just big time. You can't ask for something more in a coach.
You have to show some of the younger guys some old clips of him.
Oh, they know. They definitely know. They definitely know.
What do you expect to see from these guys in these 5 games? Obviously, you can't put in a whole lot, but what do you want to see from them?
That's a great question. I think the simplicity of the game, we're understanding what we're trying to accomplish here, and I think representing the city of New Orleans and how we want to play.
A lot of people feel the same way, Kathy.
You might as well not tune in, big dog.
Yeah, Kathy, a lot of people feel the same way. It's like, because, and I was going to ask Elvin this, aside from Pierre and of course PB. Now, if PB have a great summer league, that would kind of make me happy. Aside from guys like Pierre and PB, who we kind of presume will continue to be with the team, is there anyone else on this summer league roster that you're anticipating, like maybe making a team, earning a two-way potentially?
I think as far as like earning an actual two-way, I think Kobe Buffkin. I don't think Kobe Buffkin actually gets it, but
he was been it for a while, right?
Yeah, like he's been in the league for a while. So if I would say from like a player perspective, he's probably the one who has the most experience like in the league. So maybe Kobe Buffkin.
Yeah, he's a guard.
Yeah, he's a guard. So who knows? And again, if he plays extremely well, then who knows? I forgot the rest of the dudes on the roster.
You know what? What one guy who not that I think he can make a mark, but they genuinely seem to have some real interest in this gentleman. It's Hunter Dickinson. Like people like two players that I just did not understand why they were sticking around were Hunter Dickinson and I understand Hunter Dickinson because he's like fucking 7'3". You need a scout.
Yeah,
you need a scout big anyway, like 7'2". And Trey Alexander. Now Trey Alexander's gone now. Yeah, but those are two guys that I just couldn't really understand what was happening.
Noel,
guys like Nate Mensah. You say Noel
Mensah. I had to pull it up. I remember Shoemate. I don't think Shoemate makes this team, but Shoemate was a dog last year. He was just you know what I mean? He was one of those tough players. I remember Shoemate. I remember they brought Solomon in. I think Solomon, I don't think his offensive game, but again, remember we watched like some of the clips. That dude extremely athletic, run the floor. So like I don't say I could see him maybe getting a two-way.
My bad. I got you, J-Dog. I just started your question, bro. We talked about it a little earlier, but I'm gonna go back over it, J-Dog. Shout out to you. Go ahead, Al, my bad.
Nah, you good, but that's probably the name. I think Kobe Buffkin, Noel. Mensah, I think it's gonna be interesting because you always got to take a look at your centers. And I liked Solomon. I think like from a competitive standpoint in the athleticism, he might have some plays and be able to do some things that like not offensively, but I think he's going to be so competitive and maybe like be able to turn the game defensively that's something that they like. I don't know if he gets a two-way or anything, but like I can see him being brought around from that standpoint.
It's I guess a lot of it depends on, do you think Coach Mosley, like when we talk about guys like Hunter Dickinson and guys that have been around for a little while, make no mistake about it, in the G League, Hunter Dickinson is like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Whole MVP level player.
In the G League. So you're like you got talent, but what happens when you get to the big leagues or in college? So I can see him potentially being like a fifth big, 6 big. I
don't believe this will happen. I do not believe this will happen. Let me say that. But remember, and again, Hunter and Eves are two completely different type of players.
Night and day.
Absolutely. Yeah. But the only reason I even mention it is because when we drafted Eves, remember how bad
it was bad.
We talked about Eves and how bad Eves looked.
Yeah.
And then when the season started, it was like, same thing to a degree with Carlo. Carlo, his first summer league, and when they first got Carlo, he was like, this guy can't play. And then I think they had to go stash him or whatever, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe he came later on in the season.
He joined later. He was overseas for a while.
Yeah, and came later and played. And then his second year, he looked a little bit better. I am not saying I expect that from Hunter Dickinson at all. But the reason I say that is that the last couple bigs, Carlo and Eves, we had, like when we drafted them, everybody was like, these fucking guys are terrible. And now they going into year 3, and it's like you expecting them to be somewhat of a contributor. If you could get anything from a Hunter Dickinson at any point, like if he takes any kind of NBA leap, I don't expect it. But you got a cheap big body.
The only thing I'll say about Hunter Dickinson is like, bro, just be big, dog. Like you like 7'2". Like I think I've seen Hunter Dickinson playing like 2 games, and the only thing positive I can really say is that it's a pretty good screen setter. He's a big motherfucker. I know good screen he set, but it was I didn't take much away from him. But
if he can screen and get some rebounds while he out there, that's really all you need him to do.
And that's the thing. That's why I'm like, it ain't a tall order because you're not asking him for a lot. So it's like, boy, like I'm trying to help
I
you.
think
Hunter.
there's got to be a defensive
That's what I'm
focus. There's got to
saying.
be a tenacity in how we play, a sense of urgency, a sense of togetherness. Those are the things that we're looking for. You know, how do we share the ball? How do we move it? How do we trust it? And you're going to hear me say this a lot. We're going to focus on the process of how we get better every single day. The results will take care of themselves, but are we putting these guys in the best position to be successful when we touch that floor?
Now he just explained this away, but yeah, shout out to Wiggy Will. Yeah, this be the white Kennedy Perkins. This be like a big enforcer motherfucker. Like,
hey, just you know what he could do? Just go in there, like, listen, bro. Them last 5 minutes, or like those moments where it's getting, just go in there and push somebody. You know what I mean? Go be Miles Plumlee.
It's like that dude could be Luke Cornett, but it's like, you know, it's sometimes it's up to you. Now, to Mosley's point just now, one might say the process again, and I don't want to harp on this, but one might say the process of not playing Fears and Queen is a poor process.
Yes.
So, you know, we'll see.
Coach, what did you see the short time you've been here with the basketball community in New Orleans?
I love it. I really do believe there's just such a, and I said it at my press conference, you could just feel the energy.
Motherfuckers laying drywall.
Wanting to get behind the Pels the right way. The people that are from here, knowing that they're craving and desiring a team that is playing with a high level of energy, a high level of intensity, urgency, together, the toughness that the city represents. And I think that's what you can see and hear when people are coming up and talking to you about the way the games need to be played and what they want to see when we touch the floor.
And what kind of opportunities is for a guy like Kobe Buckton is, first round draft pick and gets another chance?
I think it's great for Cole. He's been excellent in his communication with the coaches, what he's trying to do, what we're asking of him to do.
That's like when Larry Nance called Trey Murphy Murph. I'm like, why are you giving me a nickname and I already got a nickname? My nickname is Trey.
So
why the fuck you call me Murph? Like, you just want to
facilitator to attack the basket when he needs to, but then again, defensively, can he pick guys up full court? Can he make it hard on the other teams? Their point guards, and so it's a great opportunity for him. But it's a great opportunity for all these guys to be able to showcase what they're capable of doing. But how fast can you come together as a team? For these 5 games.
Back to Juwan, he talked about his prior stops and just being able to lean on those past situations and relationships. What is your lens from that? Just his prior stops in college, rather.
Can you repeat that again?
His stops in college, the multiple stops that he made during his college career.
Yeah, I think he's mature. And I think guys that have gone through multiple stops in their college career learn how to do whatever is necessary to get on the floor. He does a great job communicating with the coaches. And that's why I said his energy and his spirit walking into the gym, he knows that that's a big portion of who he is, what he brings to the table. It's helped him a ton because now he understands exactly how to deal with different coaches, different systems, different styles, playing with different people, and being able to connect all the dots once he steps on the floor here.
What have the past couple of weeks been like for you once you're finally stepping into the role and the announcements done and all of that, and just kind of checking off those first few things on your to-do list? What's that been like?
It's just been great. Just being able to establish the communication with the organization, with Joe, with the training staff, our coaches, being able to get everybody on the same page with what we're talking about, what we're trying to accomplish. I think it's been, being in the city has been excellent.
It's definitely a black lady. I hope it ain't Jamel Hill, though. Jamel Hill, bad luck.
I think it's the new chick that they brought in. I can't think of her name.
It's funny. Because she light skinned. That's a brown skinned voice.
No, they got a
that's a brown skin voice. They got another black lady. Okay, my bad. I ain't know. I thought you were talking about the lady who do the
not that one. They brought in, I think it's another chick that they brought in. What's her name?
Shout out to the sisters doing their thing, man.
Yeah, man, I'll find it.
Yeah, I was like, they don't sound light skin, but
I think that might be Megan Glover.
Okay. Shout out to Miss Glover.
Could be wrong, but that's what
getting out and seeing people, but then touching the floor, just being on the court with these guys is that's a place of peace. When you touch this floor, everything kind of goes out the window. But being able to teach these guys, work with them, and help them achieve their dreams, just in the summer league, but also having phone calls with the guys that are out of town, going to visit guys, going to see different guys throughout in their hometowns, seeing who they're working out with, and just connecting with each guy.
I think it was Joe that said it, but one of his favorite things is that even though you're a head coach,
he said he was going to see other players and whatnot.
I'm gonna rewind it real quick. I was distracted, man. What the fuck they got Montez Ford? Why is Montez Ford grinding in front of the security? What's going on with the WWE right now, bro? We might need Vince. We might need Vince back. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, you definitely need Vince back.
The guys that are out of town, going to visit guys, going to see different guys.
Here we go.
Their dreams, just in the summer league, but also having phone calls with the guys that are out of town, going to visit guys, going to see different guys throughout this in their hometowns, seeing who they're working out with, and just connecting with each guy.
I think it was Joe that said it, but like
that's
one of his
dope.
favorite things is that even though you're
that's
a head
very
coach, you still have the same maybe mentality.
That's doing the work.
I don't know if it's one of those things where they ask you not to ask about certain people, but
and that's the follow-up is right. Like the follow-up.
I would like
right
to ask,
now.
like, yo, what? And maybe it's coming up because I haven't watched this. Like, what's been your communication with Trey Murphy this offseason?
Bro.
Because I would like to know.
It's not coming up. It's not coming up.
It's my first time seeing it.
As an assistant coach, we saw a video of you working with Derek Queen, I believe, out on the football field. Why do you feel like that's important? And like even working with him, like what's that been like, one-on-one?
Well, that's how I came into this, and that's I think what coaching is. It's developing the relationship. It's letting these guys know that you're in the fight with them because we're going to be together a lot. And I think them understanding that, your head coach is in the fight with you, but it's also our job is we're servants first. We're here to serve these guys and help them become the best version of themselves, both on and off the court. And
I love that mentality. I love that mentality versus you got to figure it out mentality.
You gotta. Thank you, bro.
I love that mentality from Coach Mose because too often in the Pelicans history, and this is something I've been saying recently a lot, it gets to a point where, look, if the players are supposed to know everything, why do we have coaches? Yes. You gotta have, put the work in. And shout out to Mosley, because that's something I've been hearing for a while, that he's absolutely been putting the work in with the players.
And the more that we can do that's how good we can be. And I think it's sweat equity, being around these guys every single day and knowing that we're going to be in the fight with them no matter what.
I hope he don't go visit DeJounte. DeJounte be hanging with them fucking Klansmen. Like, what kind of nigga is you hanging with? I don't know, bro.
Talking about the fort?
Yeah, like, what you doing? Like, what the? I don't know, son. I don't know. Sometimes I'm a little too Kaepernick. Like,
And to Will's question about the first couple weeks, I know you don't make the decisions when it comes to personnel, right? But some fans are surprised that there hasn't been as many moves yet. Are you confident in this roster?
That's a good question.
It stands that it can be a team that can compete for the play-in, compete for the playoffs with not many moves, maybe.
I think there's 30 teams right now that are saying that they compete at a high level. And I think one thing that we want to make sure we do here is we just let our actions do the talking. And I think that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to work every single night. We're going to play extremely hard every single night. We're going to play together, play for each other. So whatever happens, whether we do something or we don't, I think this roster, when it comes together the right way, is an unbelievable roster that can do some things.
That's an excellent way to say no, Coach. Shout out to you. That was a very good way to say no.
What do you just kind of say with Zion and stuff?
I like his answer.
Me too.
I mean, what he's supposed to like.
Been
gonna fight no matter who it is.
Right, that's what you got to say.
Zion's putting some work in. Been talking to him quite a bit, getting out there, working out with him, and just his focus level, his ability to communicate the things that he sees, how he knows what he needs to do for his game, as well as with the team. It's been absolutely fantastic. Just being able to have those lines of communication with him and seeing what he sees, but just getting on the same page there has been really good.
I love the idea that him, and it's not really an idea, it's something that's been echoed to me by several people, that him and Zion have a really excellent work relationship right now. And look, I know for a lot of people, they might see this calm Sidney Poitier sounding black man demeanor here, but Mosley a dog.
That's the same dude getting the smelling sauce before the game.
Yeah, Mosley a dog. Mosley a dog in that gym, and he one of them people that's like, I'm never gonna ask you to do more than I'm willing to do. He's one of those type of coaches. D for real said my dog did the Dougie all around that question. I guess because you don't know what your roster gonna look like come,
That's true.
you know, come motherfucking opening night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
said, look, I'm here to do the work. I'm here to whoever we got. And you know what I like what he said is when if we put the work in and they come together the right way, meaning this shit take time. Like it might not look like it's supposed to day one, especially if we make any moves or we don't make no moves. We ain't even got the whole team together right now. But once we do know who we gonna have and we get them here, I believe, and he's supposed to believe at the end of the day, like he's supposed to 100%.
What he supposed to say? We ain't got a chance in hell.
Yeah, no. He's supposed to be like, I believe we're gonna do whatever we need to come out there and compete every day.
You know, I think this as well. I think you've had some surprising. I see you basketball 98. I'm gonna start your question. You've had some surprising teams that have come out and overachieved. Again, with the Pelicans, if I were to just say the names of the roster on paper, for a lot of people, it would be like some quality names. But if I were to like go into the analytics of some of these guys and like, it's rough. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would have to find some of the data because I did a bit of a analytics deep dive. If I went into some of the analytics, since we spoke about DeJounte and I'm on this nigga case, let me go ahead with it, right? so like. DeJounte for the past 2 seasons, when he has played, has been awful against above 500 teams. Like you might see him every once in a while, like against a bad team like Utah, and he puts forth like an excellent effort. But when you look at like above 500 teams, his field goal percentage drops to 39%, and his 3-point percentage drops to 29%. Right? He's averaging 3.4 turnovers versus above 500 teams. His on-floor individual plus minus is minus 6.6. Right? Like he's pretty rough. Even defensively, shout out shout out to my dog Jess in the building. Like even like defensively, it's rough, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just rough. It's rough. So when I say like, all right, well, if he comes back from this Achilles injury, he gets some games under his belt and he's able to build up some momentum, things might balance out. But when I really look at things like, damn, you just might not be that good right now against, good teams. And that's why I made sure to track the last 2 seasons and not just this season. Because, last season, it was the wrist injury, of course, but then he came back and he played a few games prior to him having the Achilles injury. But it just seems like maybe you just lost a step. Like maybe we traded for him a year too late.
Do you mind if I throw him the mulligan? So not just throw him the mulligan. I'm gonna throw. If we believe that James Borrego and Willie Green were 2 of the worst coaches in the league. Which I'm of the mindset that both of them were awful, right? Willie had proven to be awful. James Borrego had proven to be just as awful. What I am hoping for is that whoever is on the roster, similar to what Mosley just said, if you get these dudes to buy in to the system or whatever it is you want to run, that at least quality coaching or competent coaching. We don't know if it's going to even be. I think Mosley's a quality coach.
Yeah, of course.
Let's just say competent coaching at bare minimum. If you get competent coaching at bare minimum, a lot of the things that we saw a lot of the players consistently do that will cost them games. Hopefully we can get them away from those things, because part of, like, to DeJounte's numbers, part of what I didn't like was how, and when they did play, let's say above 500 teams, which means that's probably the better teams, the bigger names, right? You shifted more from your playmaker ways and shifted more into scoring.
Yeah.
And
trying to get out of here.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that that wasn't the best help for what this what you were technically brought in to do. They like realistically.
Well,
they brought you in
let me say this as well. You know what's funny? So here's where analytics do come in, because I know what the Jaylen Brown conversation. Shout out to Louisiana girl. She said Mosley liked his roster. Yes, he preferred one less guard and one more center, but he didn't feel like this is a bad team. He felt the system was bad. And look, I agree with him, and I also don't think he would have been hired if he didn't like the roster either. Because they didn't be like, all right, fuck, we got to find somebody. Because we can only do so much to change it. And look, I'm with him. I would like one less guard as well. That guard being DeJounte and one more center. And I almost don't give a fuck who the center is aside from Miles Turner. But when you speak about his playmaking, say against above 500 teams, it seemed like he averaged 1.9 to 1 assist to turnover rate. So basically, it was like almost 2 to 1 with his assist numbers. And you know who had a pretty good assist to turnover rate as things went on? Jeremiah Fears, which was surprising to me. Maybe he don't pass the ball as much though, so maybe that's part of it. But it was surprising to me. But look, I totally agree with you, bro. I felt like the coaching was bad, the system was bad, and I absolutely felt like that was somewhat of something. That's something that DeJounte, I think DeJounte even called that out earlier. That we're like, we're not executing properly, we're not doing things properly. And look, and he said we, so he's not trying to pass the buck. You know what I'm saying? He holding himself accountable as well. Louisiana Gale said, I don't necessarily agree with that, but I'm open to hearing them out. We're talking about Mosley. Say, I'm not a huge fan of DeJounte playing ISO ball all year, trying to get that new contract or banking on Herb to bounce back. Look, I agree as well. And I think, again, when I do like the multi-tracking and I just look at things from, just a reasonable standpoint, Herb wasn't all that great once you consider the competition last year as well, like versus the above 500 teams. And maybe that 1 year he shot well was the outlier, because it is only 1 year. If you look at the rest of his now defensively, Herb was still very solid, but it's gone from elite to good to very solid. Like it's consistently falling off. And
that's been my gripe technically with Herb is, and again, like I had this conversation with Mike, man. Me and Mike was talking about this, and it's kind of like, look, every player needs to be held accountable for their play, right? You can't have, like, when we talk about Zion, it's like, oh, well, it's hard for Zion to score because Herb's man sagging, and then Herb is having issues because the star's not doing, you know what I mean? Like, again, I understand the team concept, but at the end of the day, every player, star players, non-star players, you got to do your job. The issue that I had with Herb and why I'm so like adamant about the Herb situation is that like, bro, if you're going to be, it was like you could be terrible offensively when you a motherfucking menace defensively.
Can I add this as well? And because this coincides with your point, right? It says last year, if I'm not mistaken, wait a minute, I just want to make sure it was last year. Yes, last year, if I'm not mistaken, it say opponents shot roughly 0.6 higher, 0.6 percentage higher than their usual average when guarded by Jones. So that means they're playing better when guarded by Herb Jones. It's a 3-point defense. It's a opponents found slightly more rhythm compared. They shot 36%. So they shot, a little bit above average. And it says, when it comes to like defending guys from getting to the rim, things of that nature, Herb still did his thing. Like, and that's really at this stage dealing with a couple of the injuries he had. He don't really got an anchor behind him, because I don't think JV was the anchor. I think JV just got defensive rebounds. Wasn't nobody worried about attacking JV. I think, him not having a rim protection threat because they wouldn't play Eve. And Eve, who also had a really good analytical year. But I think that kind of hurts some of what makes Herb effective as well.
I agree. Like, it's a team. It's absolutely a team. All the pieces need to work together for everybody to be able to play their best. That's 100% a thing. All I'm asking for going into this year is that everybody carry their own weight for what your expectation is for said player. Like, Zion can't have 11 shot games. Like you just can't do it. 12 shot games. You know what I mean? No, like if it's unacceptable, like at any point unacceptable. You know what I mean? The only time you could do something like that is like, no, Trey and somebody else gotta just be.
Trey gotta just be on a heater. And
really,
you like, will allow your top 3 players to just wild out. And you be like, all right, well, fuck, you know.
He got it rolling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's obviously circumstances, but it's just like, no, that can't be a consistent thing from anybody. So with that being the case, it's just kind of like what I'm hoping for this year is that everybody holds their own. Like for her, for example, I need her to shoot at least 33 to 34% from 3. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's not a lot to ask, but if
he averages 35 on his career. So
yes. Yeah. So like to get 30, bro, you can't shoot.
That's a misleading 35, boy.
You can't shoot 29% from 3, right? Same thing with fucking Trey. You can't be terrible defensively. You know what I mean? You can't be terrible defensively. With Zion, you gotta be a little bit of everything, bro. Gotta be a little bit of everything.
And you know what? To your point, to Mike's point as well, when he mentioned like, I think Herb was also good because he had 2 other dogs, Najee, Dyson, also had Jose. Brandon was solid defensively.
Yeah,
Zion
pick it up.
Zion he picks it up as the season goes along. I think that has a lot to do with it as well. And to your point, it's like Holland. Holland is a solid defensive player, good defensive player, I'd say.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a Sarr and Isaiah Stewart, are you still good? Now, now that Isaiah Stewart's gone, we're gonna see where the defense is with Detroit. Also, when you look at a guy like Casey Wallace, if you don't have Chet and Hartenstein, are you still good? And it's like, no, we might not have an answer on that, but certain guys allow you to be more aggressive. Herb got to stay out of foul trouble as well.
Yes, he gets a horrible whistle. I will give him Bell on that. He gets a terrible whistle.
I really think it's best for everybody if they just trade Herb. Yeah, I think we just need to go our separate ways because there's a lot of hope involved now, and I can't hope for everybody. I think we got to go ahead and just look to fix this via trade. Shout out to Louisiana girl. She said, I also heard Fears hasn't been told he'll absolutely be coming up the bench. What y'all think happens in that locker room if Fears beats out DeJounte? I think he did that last season. I ain't gonna lie.
That's a great point. Go ahead.
He said Borrego was absolutely afraid of playing Fears over DeJounte. How Mosley potentially handles that situation will let me know how his tenure in NOLA will go. Now,
can I speak to that real quick? If you don't mind? Please. I'm very glad that she mentioned that because that's what I thought about when I heard him do like his full press conference. And that's also why signing Mosley to a 5-year deal is incredible. Because you know what? You got leverage, dog. Like 1, I'm gonna be here. 2, if you truly buy in and you're not playing well, and we saw him do it with you saw him like manipulating his Orlando roster all over the place. Like Cole Anthony used to start, then Cole Anthony was benched. Jonathan Isaac would play, then he would not play. Goga Batate would, you know what I mean? Like he was very he was okay with, again, look at Jamal Cain. Jamal Cain was damn near a 2-way guy, ended up starting in a playoff run. So I think Jamal Mosley is going to do whatever it takes to win. And if this guy is playing better than you, I firmly believe that that conversation will be had. Like, look, this is what we trying to do.
And see, this is where it get kind of shitty with dealing with certain personalities, because to Louisiana gal's point, and it's a great point. You know, one of the what's the word I'm looking for? Well, one of the clauses, I guess you would say, DeJounte allegedly had is that he would start upon returning from injury. They even announced this nigga last. This nigga been in New Orleans for a cup of coffee, and they not even hot coffee, cold fucking coffee. Cold gas station coffee. Nigga was been in New Orleans for cold gas station coffee, and they announced him last upon his return. What the fuck ever, right? He started, whatever. So then, you know, in the next game, which I think was probably Jeremiah Fears' best game of the season, aside from the Utah Jazz game, but this was his best game against elite competition.
Mm-hmm.
You benched Jeremiah Fairs for DeJounte. And if I remember right, towards the opposing team's bench, it might have been the opposing team's bench. DeJounte left the game like he was walking toward the out of bounds with his towel over his head down. So I'm like, if a situation like that does happen and it become like a toxic situation, you still fucked if you the Pelicans carrying this guy into the season, because while Mosley might have some leverage, DeJounte got a little bit of leverage too, because he was like, well, I'll opt in and fuck y'all, or like I want to be traded. And it's like, nigga, you don't think we've considered that? You don't think we've been looking around this bitch trying to find you somewhere to go? So it can just become a really, like, to me, like DeJounte had a stealth trade request when you watch the pivot, right? It was kind of stealthy. Yeah. So and him being injured, he ain't got no leverage. Now, if he was healthy, he probably have more leverage.
And but then like that particular injury is the worst kind of injury that you can.
That's the worst. It's as bad as it gets, right? So I'm like, okay, what happens in the event that you were Rich Paul and you voice your displeasure during the season, and then you have to go, like, you know what I'm saying? And like, what happens to the Pelicans to say, man, he ain't going nowhere, we'll deal with this in the off season? Or do you say, all right, it's becoming a problem, he gotta go, and now we have to pay potentially to move him? So it can become quite the headache going into the season.
I think the season, and which is why I would have loved, bro, listen, this is why I would have loved to see Jeremiah Fairs play. Because let's say Jeremiah Fairs plays a game in Summer League and looks incredible. That allows a little more not leniency, but like a little more in your bag to be like,
yeah, a little leeway.
You see how you playing, right? Okay, right. And then let's say preseason comes, and I'm not saying that he's going to outplay DeJounte. I still currently think DeJounte is the better player. But the more you see Fairs like ascend and look like the player that we think he's going to be, it lessens your need to like coddle DeJounte's ego to a degree if he's not performing. Like if he's performing and playing to his capability, that's one thing. But it's just kind of like the more you see Fairs and the more that's like the topic of conversation, I think the easier transition you'll have being able to like, all right, look, either y'all gonna play together and you're gonna make this work, or say, bro, listen, our roster is better suited with you on the bench. You know what I mean? And then at that point, the numbers will speak for themselves. like the numbers will speak.
I don't think he give a fuck about no numbers. I ain't gonna lie, because like, again, you go back and watch so many of these interviews, it's like, yeah, man, you know, they starting Tony Parker and Mano over me. It's like, man, them dudes gonna start over you till they retire, bro. Them dudes got like four rings, like, you know what I'm saying?
Hall of Famers.
Yeah, it would have to be like a thing. Like, you have to be significantly better. Not saying that he wasn't better. Of course, he was better at the time, but DeJounte not shy about complaining. Is what I mean. Like, he not shy about complaining. And if there is a situation where Fairs is out there, and look, it might not even be he necessarily like head and shoulders outplaying Fairs, or likewise, or vice versa, rather. It could be like, man, Fairs got the energy. Isn't something about Fairs being on the court, and we all just play better. Like we just hooping. We feel better when he's on the court. Like, because I look at this from a spacing standpoint as well. Because I know a lot of people, when they talk about spacing, like often we tend to mention her shooting. And the 3-point shooting. But again, like with DeJounte having back-to-back like terrible 3-point shooting seasons, and again him not necessarily being able to beat guys off the dribble also. What does that do to spacing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
to the paint anytime he collapse the defense anytime he wants.
We can, and again, we can say we want about her. DeJounte shot worse than her from 3 the last 2 seasons.
No.
Yes, he did. The last 2 seasons, DeJounte shot worse than her from 3. So ain't no way, because you could talk about he just played with attitude. Like, well, nigga, get that attitude out of here. Like, even Ice Cube had to lead the group. Fuck all that. Can you play with some game? Fuck all the attitude. Like, he just plays with intensity. That is great. Go run into a wall. I need a motherfucker to. I need to make
knock down a jumper.
I need to knock down a jumper or two around this bitch. So that being the case, it's just like, what up with your Savage, homie? I think it's just a tough situation to be in, man. It's a tough situation to be in.
I don't think it's that tough.
No, I mean for Joe them. And this is why I say it's tough. Because it's like, well, I really ain't got nowhere to send you. Like, maybe, like, for example, if you like, man, I need a vet point guard. And you say, like, and to me, as it currently stands, the two teams that still, well, one team now, because the Rockets got smart. One team that really needs a vet point guard. And shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. It's the
Phoenix still.
Phoenix Suns. And you like, but if I get Jalen Green, then what? Like, it's kind of, it don't fix none of your, if you was like, let's hypothetically speaking, if Jalen Green was Jared Allen and you was doing, then it makes sense. But with this, it's like, it don't really fix the situation. Well,
I think looking at it on face value right now, yes. But I also believe, like, when the season starts, let's just say hypothetically, DeJounte and Fierce are playing even, right? They're both playing at the same level. Well, now it goes to Fierce.
Yeah, right? If you're playing even, it goes to the rookie, the young guy.
Now it goes to Fierce. But that don't mean necessarily that DeJounte is playing bad. So what that would do for you is right now, we looking at everybody healthy and whole, and we don't see these teams with whatever flaws they're gonna have, or whoever signs somebody and then Marcus Smart that tore his knee. You know, like not saying, man, I don't wish that on nobody, but you know how the NBA go, dog. Like it's gonna be situations where a team thought they had something and needed something else, and then it's just that there are gonna be teams that might end up. I didn't think we needed DeJounte, but like y'all see that young boy playing over there in New Orleans. What you think about DeJounte moving to a veteran team? I can see the Miami Heat. I don't know about the salary aspect of it, but you really think they want to run their season with Davion Mitchell?
I think they prefer it over DeJounte right now.
Well, that's because of the $30 million.
Well, not only that, it's like it's DeJounte. Like, if we even, and here's the fucked up thing, right? It's not a large sample size, but it's a relatively large enough sample size, and it's over 2 years to say, is he head and shoulder better than this guy? And it's like,
he gonna have to look it.
Yeah, like you'll have to look it, and because realistically, over a number of players, it's like, what supports that theory? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, and when you're looking at cold hard data, because I'm I appreciate analytics, but I'm not one of those people that just like live and die about it. Because we actually watch the games. So I'm like, it's rare that the analytics and the eye test support one another. And it's like, nah, these motherfuckers are married. It looks bad because it is.
The slack I'm gonna give DeJounte is this. And not just him, everybody on the roster right now, currently as it stands, every player is coming into the season with a better coach.
Yeah.
Everybody finished the season healthy. So you had all summer to do whatever it was you needed to do to get yourself ready to play. DeJounte been hooping damn near every day, right? There is no reason for DeJounte to not come into this season and play his optimum, because I think this situation is going to be the best situation that is going to be for him to perform well in New Orleans. Right?
Do you think he's looking over his shoulder or something?
If you listen to DeJounte,
shout to him. Yeah.
The way DeJounte speaks about himself, that's the way he wants it. Right? I've always listened. If you listen to DeJounte, I always overcome. I always been the underdog. I always been doubted. If you got the money on the line. Dog, you got the money on the line. Ain't nothing better than an opportunity for you to have better coaching. I think right now he is the starter, right? I would even if he not even if Fierce is starting, I don't think DeJounte's coming off the bench. You get what I'm
Think
saying?
they play together?
I think they play together before they I think they'd at least try it before they put just bench them without seeing the team play, right? With that being the case, dog, you got Z healthy, Herb healthy, Trey healthy, everybody healthy, ready to go from day one, hopefully, knock on wood. You don't have no excuse not to go get your money.
You talking about DeJounte?
Oh yeah, I'm saying like last year, you know, the Achilles, you missed most of the season. The season before that, you break your hand the first game. You had the stress of your family and all of that. Like all of that's real factors. Fucking Griff was about to get fired. Everybody knew, like you ain't, you know what I mean? Like you came into a terrible situation. Right now, Joe been here for a season. Everybody, new medical staff, new coaching staff, roster healthy. I don't really see no excuses.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting, bro. It's going to be interesting. Like looking at the numbers, it's just like, for DeJounte also, can you adjust to not being such a high volume guy? Because even zoning, like when you zoom out, it's like in Atlanta first year, like these ain't no great numbers. Like 20 points
the 22 year, the 22,
yeah, 22, 23. Even if I go to his all-star year, right? Hypothetically speaking, like these are very solid numbers. At like 18 points, I'm sorry, 21 points on 18 shots, 46% from the field. Hell of a rebounder and assist driven number. Like these are very quality solid numbers. But it's like when you continue to track, it's like, well, damn, you're a high volume guy. Like you're basically a high volume guy. The 9 assists were the anomaly because then he went to 6 assists, 7 assists, 6 assists. But the field goal attempts have been like 20 points on 17 shots, more nearly 18, but 20 points on 17.8, 22 on 18.8, 17 on 15.9. So let's just call it 16. Fuck, 17 points on 16 shots. Season, 16 points on 13 shots. So it's like
13 is more his number. 13 is more his number.
I think that's where kind of where it needs to be. And it's like, can you adjust to that? And you know, it's
to me, that speaks to one terrible coaching, because hopefully somebody sat him down and was like, this is what we need you to do, dog. So like again,
but I hope what you mean?
Well, I'm just saying I hope that they're making it apparent that like Zion, you need to shoot 18 to 20 times, bro, or more. Trey, you need to shoot 18 to 20 times or more. And even if DeJounte is going to be the third option, bro, we need you. I'm not saying you can't shoot, because we need the point guard to be able to score. But like, we need you to be more of a facilitator, breaking down the defense type. You know what I mean?
And see, and here's the thing too. This is the fucked up part. If you don't have an elite first step anymore and you turn over happy, like DeJounte has been, like the last few seasons, goddamn, that's funny. This shit is pretty linear, because DeJounte went from 1 turnover per game with the Spurs.
That's the big dude that's going to Duke, or that's somebody. That's not that kid, is it?
I'm not sure. I haven't. I know Louisiana Gal. I started both of those points for later on, but it's like he's been averaging 3.4, almost 4 turnovers the last 2 seasons with the Pelicans. And in Atlanta, his last season, he averaged 2.6. So it's like, if you losing your first step before the Achilles injury, now you got the Achilles injury, right? And you can't really bend the corner. The only way to really free you up to play make is going to be need a big screener. Like you need a Steven Adams, fucking Nikola Jokic. Like you need a huge
you need
body.
A big man. You need a center.
You need to screen.
Space.
And it's like, boy, you don't have that here. So how are you going to compensate for that, as opposed to like Fierce, who could just get downhill at will right now? But shout out to Ebony Flowers also. He said we need Jalen Tyson. Is that the brother from the Cavs?
I don't know, dog. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I think that, yeah. Oh, okay. That's the player she talking about, the U17 dude. Not Jalen. I think Jalen Tyson might be on that team too.
With the Cavs? This college guy. Oh, okay.
Oh, is Jalen Tyson the dude from Cleveland? He might be, but I was talking Louisiana girl, your boy going to Duke, U17. That boy fucking beast.
Oh, shout out to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to Moneybag Swipe. He said, make sure you hit the like button, man. Let's hit the like button. Let's get the likes up to about 75 if we can.
Yeah,
man.
Jalen Tyson is your boy for Cleveland.
So his brother played for the Saints. Shit, you know, to me, he reminds me a lot of Micah Peavy, to where like the offense ain't really there.
Yeah,
but defensively, defensively he's solid. Excuse me. I'm really hoping that shout out to Ebony Flowers. Yep, 3-and-D, 44% 3-point shooter. I think to me,
He's 23. Okay, no, I was trying to check his age.
Yeah, young guy. They really hoping for him to do some good things with the Cavs. Maybe maybe he the one that take that next step and replace Dean Cain and because Dean Cain. I don't think he replaces. No, I think Dean Cain. That's the nigga from Superman. Dean Wade. That's Dean Cain, the nigga that play from Lois and Clark.
Yeah,
but, Dean Wade, because he just got a crazy contract with Philly.
Yeah.
They trying to move off Max Strus. Hopefully the Pelicans take him up on that offer. But they're gonna need him to step into a larger defensive role. They also trying to move Schroeder, but they're gonna need him to take on a larger, defensive role. Because if you lost
got a lot of moves to make with that team.
You lost Dean. You already. Damn, they lost a lot of motherfucking all the perimeter defense.
Yeah, they lost your boy off the
Keon Ellis.
Yeah,
he wasn't even that good, but you lost him.
Yeah, he wasn't playing. He played well for Sacramento. He did not play
well for the Cavs at all. Like he was getting benched, and they thought him and Schroeder was gonna be like
bench disruptive.
You got to the Eastern Conference Finals. Fuck. So
But for all of the issues or whatever they ended up doing, they did better than they did last year.
That ain't nothing to sneeze at. Fuck, getting to the ECF. But shit, 44% 3-point shooter. Another thing, who really excels at catch and shoot threes last year was Bryce McGowan. Bryce McGowan's another guy. I think he was a 40+% 3-point shooter on catch and shoot attempts and opportunities. So that's something good. That's something you absolutely need. A guy like Carlo to maximize. You need Micah Peavy to step it up. You just need guys to excel in the opportunities provided to them, man. And hopefully we can do that.
I'm just very interested. I wonder if they consider bringing in, depending on how the summer league goes, Jet Howard, the former Orlando draft pick that they drafted, was supposed to be a shooter and stuff like that. I wonder if that's somebody that you bring in for cheap, got experience with Mosley, that they consider to bring in and compete with, Herb or whoever else. Guys, compete and try and make a way for himself.
Yeah, man. When I look at that summer league roster, I'm kind of like, I got Micah Peavy as the shoo-in because he already got a guaranteed contract. Yeah. And I got Pierre just right there for like a two-way guy. I think it'll be really difficult for him to crack the rotation.
Talk about Pierre.
Yeah, very difficult. I think he'll spend a lot of time in Kenner, like a lot of time. I think, like we spoke about this before. Go ahead.
I think he might have a chance. I think if he does the thing he's supposed to, he looks like older players are very smart, bro. Like he's coming in as an older player, 23 already. Like kind of got his man body, you know what I mean, above some of the other players. That's why I think Peavy got an opportunity as well, older player and whatnot. We'll see. But the athleticism that motherfucker have, like the athleticism might be because Bryce is athletic as well, but like I don't know if Bryce is athletic like Pierre might be athletic. So like I just need to see when they all on the floor together, if like and let's say that catch and shoot real, because in the clips that they showed today, he ball not touching the ground, catch no dribbles. You know what I mean? Catching. If that's real, he could defend with the athleticism out in transition. I think he'll have a chance.
I think it's gonna be real tough to see who he plays over. Like
I
to
agree.
me, and shout out to Bryce. If Bryce like fall off, or if he just lap PV, or if you see that's the thing. Like if you the most simplest way to do this, bro, would just be
Move
to
Herb.
move Herb and move like maybe one more like perimeter guy for a center. That way you open up some available minutes
Yeah.
for a shooter. Or like, because to me, I'm like, even if you was to go out and sign a big free agent perimeter player, it's like
Duncan Robinson right now.
yeah, like
is
you go sign
how-
Duncan Robinson. It's like I'm gonna find somewhere for you to play, but it's like, how could I justify paying X person to come off the bench like Herb 20 million next year? Or like some of these guys, how can I really justify not playing them? Okay. Okay. I gotta shout out to my dog. Yeah, I don't say too much. Shout out to my dog.
Ooh.
But yeah, man. So it's gonna be tough though. Like it's gonna be tough to figure out. But I don't envy the position they're in. I will tell you that, because as hopefully, and I don't feel like this, because I feel like this free agency, everybody damn near got who they aim to get. Because you still got nigga like Kuminga out there, like
available, dog.
And it's like, how you got Kuminga over? I guess because
available.
But you got Kuminga, you got Ben, Peyton Watts, like a lot of names out there that you would have thought would have got snatched up immediately.
Duran's
like,
still available, technically.
Jalen Duran, and he gonna overplay his hand like Tyree Eason did, dog. And you're gonna end up without a dancing partner, because ain't no guarantee you about to be like, man, I'm about to go out there. I'm about to not even 38. That's like the most 35. They could give them. They probably be like, boy, we don't want to pay the taxes, so we're gonna give you 30, 32. It was 38 2 weeks ago. And now the teams that got money, they're like, we don't need you.
Now you know what's cold-blooded? Like they could, and I would hope they don't do him that. But like what's cold-blooded is you ended up having to come back, but then they hit you with how Golden State was doing Kuminga
they can fuck over you
to lower your value during the season. I mean, that hurt you as well, because you need him to perform for your team to win. But you know that when it come down to the bread, though, people start acting brand. People start acting brand new.
Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I think because realistically, if you got Durham and you like, damn, we just gave up Stewart, we got Collins in, but we don't want to give up three, like we don't want to lose two pillars, really three, because Tobias Harris gone, this guy gone. Like we don't want to lose all these pillars.
Duncan might be gone.
Yeah, if they waive Duncan, like he gonna find a home fast too.
Yeah,
like we don't want to lose all these pillars of the team that made our team successful last year. So we probably not gonna trade Duran to pay Sabonis $40-something million. Like we're not gonna do that. This is like you're gonna be here and you're gonna be mad about it, but you're gonna be here. but see, the fucked up thing with that is, and that's always a risk. Like even with someone like, we talked about this a little bit, but we'll get to this in this next segment in the Star Questions, is like Trey Murphy, for example, right? If you in a situation like, look, you could feel how you want to feel, Trey, Herb, whoever else locked into a long-term contract or longer-term contract, you can feel how you want to feel. I ain't got to do shit, right? But the player might be like, bet.
Yeah.
Bet. It's like either you're gonna pay two ways, right? You're gonna pay with money or you're gonna pay with blood. Because I'm about to be around this bitch acting a donkey. But if you're an organization, you got to take that chance sometimes.
I think it's easier. To like, obviously it's easier to pay with money.
Yeah.
Like it's easier to,
because sometimes you rather just take the bad press. Like fuck that. Like Phoenix should have just let Ayton walk.
Should have let Ayton walk. But the reason Phoenix should have let Ayton walk is because y'all like, he had the issue with the coach. The coach didn't like him either. You should have let him walk because it was best for y'all to let him walk. In this case, that don't seem like, well, it was good, bro. That don't seem like the case for Duran, as far as like, being at odds with like the
Yeah,
coaching
yeah,
staff,
bigger
or they
staff
don't
don't like
they
him.
don't
Yeah.
want him or nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's just we can't agree on the bread.
It just gets tough because you think about it too. Like if you trade you, like I'm not the one who drafted you. I'm not your daddy.
Call him. Get me on.
No, I mean, look, and I'm Troy. Like Troy, don't answer that phone, Troy. Troy, don't answer that.
I'll say this. If you were to pick up the phone on Duren, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can sell Duren to the future of the Pelicans. You might not like it. I'm saying you might not like it, but you can sell his
accomplishments.
You can. Well, I'm just saying, yeah. You acquired Duren. If you acquired Duren right now, you could be like, look, that's a 22-year-old All NBA center that we think is going to continue to get better, even if you give him big bread, 38, 40, hypothetically, massive overpay. I agree, but if you feel like you've solved the biggest issue you've had for the future, you could be like, depending on what you had to give up to do it, right?
Yeah.
But you can. You'll win as opposed to now you looking at, let's say hypothetically the deal was Duren for Trey, just Duren for Trey. The money don't work, but let's just say it's Duren for Trey.
Okay.
I think Detroit media is gonna kill Trajan more than the New Orleans media would kill for bringing him in.
I disagree.
Really?
This is why I disagree. Because I don't think nobody really respect Duren Gangster as a center. I think they kind because Duren like 6'9". He averaged double-double though, but he's not really a strong defensive presence. And he's had that one outlier year. If he had stacked a couple seasons where he was just busting ass, and it's like and it's always the last thing you see from a person that makes you fixate on what they are. And even if it's not true, like with Jalen Duren, it's like Jalen Duren's better than what you've seen in the postseason.
That motherfucker was great this year though.
Yeah, and it's like that's the last thing I saw about him. And I think people probably would rather. Yeah, shout out to my homie Ryan. Yeah, the last you seen there, he killed his outlook. And it's like, man, you just got outplayed by Wendell Carter Jr. And like, Wendell Carter Jr. is an okay player to me. But that should never happen unless you fucked up bad and maybe you got collapsed lungs or something. That should never happen. So I think I don't know, man. I just think from a
recency bias. Yep. I agree with all of that, but I just think from an organizational standpoint, if you said we've been trying to figure out the center position for I don't know how long. And because everybody was shouting about Walker Kessler, and I'm not saying that Walker Kessler is not good, but you can't just make the case that Walker Kessler is just like significantly better. Is better at all.
I think people probably prefer his aesthetic because he's like he's a big, tall motherfucker, and he's like kind of stocky. Whereas like Duren, he's not short, but he looks short compared to traditional centers. So maybe that's
he averaged 20 and 10. He defended the rim relatively well, ran the floor at like 22 at the end of the day. And he was available when Walker Kessler ain't been playing at all.
Yeah.
So it's just
it's one of them things to where like like as an organization you would have to gamble like is his better days ahead of him or is this where he maxes out? I also and again, this is where this always comes into play. Even though I hate when people ask me this question, like, well, what about Queen? I'm like, all right, whatever, right? I try not to entertain that question too much, but it's like it's a fair question, but I just try not to entertain it too much. But it's like Zion, Queen, Duren, then they get kind of like funky. Or even Fierce Queen Duren is kind of clunky. Like it's just. I think if you was moving Queen in the scenario somewhere, it would work out better.
I guess my final point is like let's say this is his ceiling, right? If his ceiling is a regular season 20 and 10 all NBA level, like, he don't even have to make.
Well, we don't know if he'll be all NBA.
No, I'm just saying he don't have to make all NBA, but if his regulars like Jared Allen is a great regular season center.
Yeah, especially
Like,
when he's healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, so like if Jalen Duren is for the regular season what he was, even if he takes a step back during the playoffs, it's like, all right, we might have to account for that. But if he's what he was in a regular season consistently, I think you solved your center position. Like you could take that and bank on that, because that's the issues we're having right now. You know what I'm saying? Like let's see what the issues we're having. We don't have a dude that can give you 10 and 10 consistently. If we got a guy that was 22 and was going to play however many games and consistently give you 20 and 10 and just solidify that during the regular season, now it's like, all right, we'll worry about the playoff shit when we get there.
I'll be curious if they was to ask Mosley, like, what do you think about Duren? What his answer would be. I think he would be like, no.
You think?
I think like, because I'm like, dog, you would have had to have like the fucking flu. Like, and you know what's funny? Shout out to Ryan. I'd rather have Sabonis than Duren.
Sabonis is great too, though.
Yeah, well, I don't even want to say great. I would just say I would rather have him versus Sabonis because I don't think Duren's like an amazing defender, and of course Sabonis not. But Duren, I mean, at least with Sabonis, I get somebody that can create their own offense. I get like the rebounding and the passing. Whereas with Duren kind of needs you to set the table for him at this stage in his career. And there's just more years of consistency with Sabonis.
Yeah, Sabonis is a 40. Sabonis earned all of that money.
Yeah,
like it wasn't no question if Sabonis was really like that. Like he, you know,
I just don't trust Duren.
No, I ain't mad at that. So I'm like, but again, you ain't say if we had Sabonis, because I would take Sabonis as well. I'm just saying in general, if you got either guy, right? If you got either guy, I think it's a win, because I think Duren is maybe a little more center than Sabonis might be, but I think both of them could play it. I just think if you had either, it's a win for the organization. Bro, I'll just say it that way.
I just looked at Sabonis Basketball Reference again, because I didn't watch much Sabonis before like the last
couple numbers years. Is crazy.
Sabonis a fucking monster. Sabonis a monster. He does not a good defender.
He's a triple-double threat.
But here's the thing. He finished 10th in defensive player of the year running, right? A couple seasons ago. Duren finished 11th last year. And no one in the world thinks that Sabonis no good defender at all. Like, Louisiana guy, what's up? What you say? You gotta remember, Chad. You gotta remember Troy in the front office. He not taking Sabonis over Duren. Oh no, that's why. Like I don't really know Troy like that, but I'm hoping that the Amanda Green hiring, and shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I'm hoping the Amanda Green hiring and Joe's, like, now that we all got the benefit of hindsight from last offseason to this offseason, I'm hoping that they like, look, Troy, we let you run wild and you kind of got us in a little bit of shit. This time,
we're going to be a little more calculated.
Yeah, this time you're going to have a bit of an overseer, because that's
what it seemed like.
Yeah, you was a little trigger happy, and whatever, some of these things are unpredictable. Whatever happens sometimes. But it's like at the same time, we got our people in place analytically. We got our help people in place. We probably got more scouts in place. We gonna kind of filter some of the things you do through more eyes and ears before we let you make a decision.
I think it's that, and the combination of Mosley was brought in to a degree coach this roster somewhat. So I think they want to at least give him the opportunity to coach whatever roster that he was expecting to have.
Yeah. So shout out to everybody in the building, man. We're going to get to these start questions and we're going to get up out of here, man. Yes, indeed. Shout out to the homie Don Guillory. He said somebody put out that Pelicans lowered their price story for a reason, and it wasn't Joe. Yeah, I can't imagine Joe put that out or put anything out, to be honest. I think that's just like retail marketing. Like, you're not going to pay $100 for this. all you're gonna pay is 3 easy payments of 33, 30. Like, you know, this is retail marketing.
Them dudes not telling anybody anything. The only thing that we knew now that you knew then was this is, if you want to blow us away with an offer, do it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Do it.
Go ahead. So it say DeMar DeRozan is expected to sign with the Raptors or the Heat. What the fuck is going on with the Raptors just recycling the ghost of DeMar DeRozan? It's real weird. Like,
bring one of their goats home, man. Let that man retire. He probably should have never left. Well, he didn't leave on his own.
Yeah, he might be a guy that got a couple years left, though. I ain't gonna lie, him.
Yeah,
I think he might have a couple years left. But shout out though, Michael Morgan. What's good with your homemade? Looney say, what's your opinion on Kyle Kuzma saying the NBA's middle class has disappeared? You now have max players and players filling spots for cheap. I think this offseason, you saw a reemergence of the middle class, honestly.
Yeah.
I think what's more likely to happen moving forward is you see even less of the upper middle class, the high level guys. I think you're probably going to start to see less of them. Because it's like,
you ain't getting that max money like you like, to your point with that, the Steph Currys, LeBron James,
so
like
Wemby probably gonna be like one of the last people, bro.
Yeah, Joker, he gonna get his money.
And like you better have
Giannis maybe for Miami because of all you did.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Obviously,
with
the Lakers
Brown.
gonna do whatever with Luka, but like, see that them days are like you just getting like
a max.
I think Zion gonna have to like Trey. You gonna have to do what Trey Young did to get that kind of money.
Yeah, like to me, I think it's easier for guys who got traded to get that money because by you trading for them, you traded for them with the investment in mind.
Yes.
Versus like you a free agent and somebody just give you a max. I like people. Shout out to the dude Trevor Lane. Like they've been on the Lakers ass for how they just handed out that money this offseason, and I'm like, you wanted to keep LeBron. You know, I guess, but people like ain't about keeping LeBron.
Yeah, it's about
you gave the weirdest players all this money and you locked them in
like all of the players.
And I like each of these players individually, but together I'm like, that's a weird little team. Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
You know what else is tough? If you build your team properly and draft well, and these players become great players. If you do not win a championship, but they great, boy, you gonna be hit. Because if OKC does not win the championship,
but you gotta still pay them,
But you still gotta pay J-Dub and Chet. Now you like you in the Boston situation.
Yeah, now you like Jaylen Brown, and it's like because I don't think Boston was really close to being contenders again. Well, they contenders. I don't think they was better than the Knicks. But it was like
they were better than the Knicks last year.
Yeah, it's like, what's the point in kicking this can? Like, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to them, man. It's gonna be interesting to see who you think the second best player on the Lakers is right now, or do they even have a second best? Does it skip all the way to this third? It gotta be Austin, right?
It's gotta be. So like, there's Luka, like out of the screen, great,
and then steep fall.
Yeah. I don't know how far down Austin like. Luka's so cold though. Luka,
I think
Austin is not Kyrie. Let's just put it that way.
I think that's what the Lakers might have fucked up at, because it's like there's a lot of guys. Like we'll see them.
I think they're gonna try and do it by committee. They're gonna have to do it by committee. I think their players are a little, or all, not all, but like I think Grimes got a little bit more to his game.
Yeah, I fuss with Grimes.
He got some up and down to him.
Jake, you got
Jake was trash, but I think Cam Carr gonna be a sleeper.
Vanderbilt, Cam Carr, like you're gonna need a Cam Carr and some of them guys to really overperform. Like somebody got overperform, son.
And Luka gotta be
Luke gotta be healthy. Cause I ain't gonna lie, if I'm the Pelicans, or any team, I'm like, I'm going at these bitches. Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm going at these bitches because y'all, who I'm worried about? Quentin Grimes defending
No.
me, like on the perimeter.
Nah.
I'm gonna try to fire you out, Kessler. I'm attacking.
Yeah.
I'm going at Luka. I'm playing dirty. I'm going at Luka. All like, oh man.
Yeah.
And
You
Austin
ain't
Reeves.
really got no physicality over there.
Yeah, y'all
either.
ain't even got no picks. Y'all like that dude, a dude Thero though. Like physically, him and Jake could both be solid perimeter defenders. And Quentin Grimes is solid. But if you asking Quentin Grimes to take on a large scoring load and be a defender, it's gonna be tough.
Here's my question: is what you gonna do with a player like Zion?
What you talking about the Lakers?
Yeah.
Well,
like you just better hope Kessler is amazing at the rim because ain't nobody like, and they'll beat us because their Luka is great, right? But I'm just thinking like before you used to be able to put LeBron on it with Anthony Davis at the rim. You know what I'm saying? LeBron, just a physical body. Even if you had Marcus Smart guarding him for what you gonna put Colin Sexton on him, Quentin Grimes on him.
You know what's funny?
Dudes super small, bro.
It's funny because the question, the answer to the question is kind of the same for Luka and Zion. It's like the same thing we do every night, Pinky.
Yeah.
Hope them bitches don't play. Shout out to J Dog 504. He said, "What's good, fellas? I remember Louisiana Gal mentioning 2 weeks ago that Mathurin might not return to the Clippers. What does the deal look like to get him to NOLA? Would there even be interest? I do believe that they could still be some lingering interest from this regular season. Mathurin checks a lot of boxes for his mentality and scoring prowess that they like. He also had a positive net rating last season for the analytics people, positive 3.4 net rating last season. Of course, he split time between the Clippers and the Pacers. He showed no willingness to come off the bench. I don't think he has a $20+ million market, but you never know these days. So a deal would look something. I think he's looking at a Sadiq Bey type deal, honestly.
15 to 18, though.
Yeah, I think he deserves probably a Trey Murphy type deal.
Oh, no way.
To me, he's had a better career than Trey. He's had a better career than Trey.
He's had the bench for a long time. Well, Trey rode the bench.
Yeah, Trey rode the bench for a long time too.
Yeah.
And this dude, like Ben Mathurin, put up numbers in the finals. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But he ain't on his team that he was on that would have paid him. They shipped him out. And normally, once you get moved, that's when you take the hit.
Unless they immediately extend you, because it's gonna be tough. But I think a deal like that would be like, hypothetically speaking, let's say you sign Ben Mathurin for $18 million the first year just to make the deal work. Hypothetically speaking, you got to take into account base year compensation. With Herb Jones making $14.8 million, it would be an additional $5.9 million hit for the Clippers, which they can absorb. The Pelicans got enough luxury tax space where they can absorb this hit as well. I think you would be hard capped at the first apron, but the Pelicans not going to be no damn apron team anyway. And when you look at the Clippers, they don't run a risk of being an apron team
at all.
So they got $42.9 million in space where they could just take that hit. So I think it'd be pretty easy to do. Like, you know, of course, I'm not a cap expert, but I think it'd be pretty easy to make.
I think acquiring Ben. I liked Ben Mathurin. The only question I guess I would have is, what is Ben Mathurin's usage going to be like? Because I think he did really well for the Clippers last year when he played.
His usage is a little high though historically.
Yeah, exactly. So again, like is he meant to be like the Jordan Poole? Like, is he coming off the bench to kind of be that?
I would imagine,
man, something.
I would imagine he would be, if he was coming off the bench. I gotta say if he would be your Jordan Poole. I would imagine, because. Do I want to get into it? Because I'm operating on the long-term vision that both Herb and Trey are gone. So in the event, like maybe Ben and Trey intersect for a season, part of a season, but I'm still today, until I get some new information, until something changes, I'm operating under the mind state that Trey won't be here next season. Like regardless,
like this upcoming season or the following season.
The following season. And maybe it's recent as the deadline. Like I don't think post this upcoming NBA basketball season Trey will be here. And I almost think it don't matter how this season goes. that, you know, and now this is not me reporting shit. This is just an inkling I have that unless things change,
I think it's gonna be very. I'll just say I just think it's gonna be very interesting once basketball starts getting played. Once basketball start getting played, then we'll see how things go, because when the season starts, man, I just think it's different when you in the off season and you got a whole bunch of fucking time to yourself and all that.
Time to look at other people,
and all of that. But like when you locked in and you playing games, and especially if it's going well and somebody pouring into you, and you know that camaraderie of the team and stuff, then I think it's just a lot of possibilities from that, especially if they do make some moves that
to get you excited about the roster.
Exactly.
Because look, at the end of the day, nobody wants to deal with the same old shit time and time again. Because even if you're like Joe Dumars and Troy in the current administration, it's like, look, this don't got nothing to do with y'all. This before y'all got here. I'm tired of Willie Green, and he still started the season here. And that might have been a nail in the coffin. Who knows? I had a bunch of bullshit with Griff. I done got injured here. I'm just tired of everything. Tired.
Can't even trust the medical staff. Can't even. I gotta
trust the medical staff for years. It's been so much stuff that, you know, maybe motherfucker just tired sometimes. Louisiana Gal say choosing BI over Mathurin is kind of crazy, and I fuck with BI. One guy has performed in the playoffs, and the other is gonna ghost multiple times in the playoffs. Yeah,
and one is 20 million more than the other one.
Shit, more than that, depending on what you about to give.
Depending on what the number about to be.
If Ben take the qualifying offer and you paying him 31, boy, fuck no, boy, I burn that building down. I burn that bitch down. But
you think he could go back? You think he could go back?
Who?
Ben. I mean, you're gonna take the money wherever.
I think he'll get more than the mid-level. But there's only a few teams willing to pay you. And now if you're the Clippers, you could really act a dog.
You could really hold him over the gun.
Yeah, you could be like, you better take what Tyree Eason got.
I got 14 for you.
Because, bro, Tyree Eason started out with, I started at over 20 a year. Now, boy, I hope they don't fuck over Ben Mathurin, though. And look, the one thing I said about Ben kind of got like an asshole mentality from like watching other teams and other players talk about him. He wouldn't take that kindly if you were just like, well, he would just, you make it 9, he go 12. Dude, like, boy, fuck y'all.
Yeah,
like, you know, I think BI gonna get moved again.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he'll get moved.
Well, again. What do you got? A year, and then a
option? Yeah, he got club option or I didn't know that.
I don't know if it's a player or I thought he signed a 2+1. So I mean, I know it's this year, and then I don't know what it is next year.
I think Simons. Shout out to my dog Ryan. I think Simons was only trying to go to contenders, and he got because if you look at the teams he was rumored to go to, he could have got more money from Chicago probably.
I don't know why I ain't gonna say I don't know why. I guess he's trying to because again, players not just get a ring. I think you need to be able to show that you can play winning basketball, because players like him are getting phased out the league, bro.
Bro, if Jordan Poole was a free agent right now, he's getting the minimum.
Ooh.
He's getting the minumum. Simons made a lot of money in his career too. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Basketball say, Chaz, what do you think of the Clippers? I think they got significantly worse. I think
so.
Yeah. I think.
Well, I mean, you lost James Harden, you lost Kawhi, you lost John Collins. That is worse. And
you added Brandon, so that's like, I think they got significantly worse, because I think that Kawhi wasn't injury prone and Harden didn't have his flaws, but your third best player, if you were to just let Ben walk, hypothetically, your third best player right now is probably either your rookie Wagner or Chris Dunn. And Garland.
Rui? No,
they just signed Rui. Oh God, that's terrible. So it would be
with the picks in the space
Brandon.
that they have, with the picks in the space, I can see the vision for the future, but
Yeah.
I don't
But see,
think
that's
like,
the thing. Them picks in that this is what they're gonna have to do, right? If Wagner's awesome, if he's awesome, you attach them picks to a couple of those players and you bring them back. Like you bring back some talent, or you go into the offseason, one of these off seasons with a bunch of cap space, you let Brandon walk, or whatever you do. And now you can pull a Lakers move to where you can just get the best player that someone's trying to trade into space.
Yeah.
But if your plan is, because I can see that team being a team like, man, we got a bunch of picks. We got this new arena. Come the deadline, we
gonna
sending
get
Brandon.
something?
No, we sending Brandon out of here for some expirings. Or we sending Garland out of here for some expirings. And we gonna go into the off season with all the money,
bread,
buku picks, buku space, and we gonna try to fill this arena up because we got this big ass arena that's about to be bald head like a motherfucker. Like I think they gonna be like, nah, and we don't really know what's gonna happen with the investigation. I know Pablo's still pushing the issue. Pablo, I don't know what's gonna happen with that because
I would do that. I ain't gonna lie.
If they do get hit over the head with that aspiration, I think it's called investigation, and they end up losing some picks, it's good to have a lot of picks just in case you get fucked over. I think the Pelicans better than the Clippers today, though. I think the Pelicans better than the Clippers and the Warriors today.
I think so. I think so.
That's still
you don't even have technically Draymond under the contract right now either. So.
And I would say they're better than Memphis too. So the Pelicans should be.
I think they're better than a couple teams. I think they're better than obviously better than Sac, obviously better than Dallas. I think they're better than the Clippers.
You think they're obviously better than Dallas? Because that's the one I wrestle with.
The only
if Kyrie come back and he cold, then I'm like, I don't know.
Even if Kyrie come back and he cold, like respectfully to Kyrie. Unless Cooper cold.
Yeah, unless Cooper like take another step.
Unless Cooper like elite level cold, I don't know if
Lively's still on crutches.
Like I just because we've seen Kyrie be the best player on a team, and what does that team typically look like? Again, not saying that he can't be really, really good, but like
he's done being a number one.
Yeah, so like again, like, and then the run that he had when they did trade Luka, when he started balling out and going crazy, motherfucker tore his ACL.
I would be shocked if they don't trade Kyrie at some point. Cause like
you got to, though. Have to.
Looking at this team, Clay, Najee, PJ Washington, PJ Washington probably the second best player on that team. Daniel Gafford. Well, I'm third best.
Third best, yeah.
Third best after Kyrie and of course Cooper.
Yeah.
And Derek Lively, he on crutches right now. So we could definitely. I think we better than them.
I think we'll. And then they got the new coach. I like May, unless we'll see what their rookie does. But I just think,
forgot about Mo Johnson.
Yeah. So it's just gonna be interesting to see. Like as of right now, I'll say. If you can compete with Golden State. I think you're better than Golden State. I think you're better than Dallas. From a roster standpoint, I think you're better than Dallas. I think Grizzlies. You're better than Memphis. I think who do we say?
The Jazz
Clippers.
Probably gonna be better. I think you're better than Dallas, Golden State, Sac, Memphis, and Phoenix is a toss up. Phoenix. Also, I think the Jazz is gonna be better. Maybe by not by much. I think it's debate. The Jazz probably are more debatable than I initially thought. So let's just say the Suns, the Jazz, and the Pelicans all in the same tier, and everybody else probably like a small tier above. And it depends on what happened with Minnesota because they really like one injury from being fucked.
Yeah, as I'm telling you though, you a KD burner tweet away from Houston. I don't know what
that's one team. I'm like, boy,
they talented as hell, dog. Because you still got Sengun and Amen and Jabari, but like again, bro, USA.
And that's
USA
the team
lost, eliminated.
Oh yeah, the soccer shit.
Yeah,
and that's another team that came into the season. Well, came to the draft saying that they were open for business.
Who?
The Rockets. They're open to trading, everyone except for like I'm in. Yeah. So hey, there's a lot of offseason left.
Say dog, let that offseason roll around. Maybe you could throw that expiring out there for Sengun.
Yeah, look, shout out to Ron. I agree. Send KD to Detroit so he could fuck up Detroit. I want KD on the fuck up a team tour. Like send him to Detroit next. Then send him to the Bulls after that. Fuck up all these people.
Do you think Portland is significantly better than us?
Yeah, I think they got more talent at every position.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
That's the only. Yeah,
I think they got more talent at every position. Not that they like. I think it's like you could beat them on any given night, I think. But I think like in a series, I wouldn't want to play them.
Yeah, when you start lining up Ja and Drew and Dame and Shade,
they're gonna have to consolidate though, because they got way too many people. They're gonna have to consolidate.
I'm interested to see exactly what they decide to do. But
they gonna trade Scoop soon.
Because you got to.
The Scoop
expiring too.
Yeah, he about to be due for an extension. You got to trade Scoop soon. I can see Scoop going to Phoenix. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean they probably do it for cheap, but I don't see that. I'm very interested to see what they do with Shaden, though. I'm not even saying it I'm not even saying it from us. Like I'm not saying it from us, just in general. Like because again, the dude they signed him similar to Jovic with Miami. Like you just got an extension, dog. You got 3-4 years left on your deal. But now you got Ja, Dame, Drew, Tomani, you still got your bigs that's gotta play. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
they
not saying it.
Some niggas just retire.
I'm just wondering, like Scoop's technically still there. So I'm just wondering like what happens with that kind of player.
I think a couple of those guys, their agents are gonna start being like, yeah, you gotta like Scoop agent probably gonna be like, nah, we gotta go.
Yeah, like
at that point. Shout out to Eddie Bizzle. He say, will any more coaches be added? I counted 4 title coaches unless I missed 4 total coaches. I know Joey Meeks left, so they'll probably replace him. What I wish would happen, it ain't gonna happen. And it probably even worth me saying, but I wish that DeAndre would just sign a 1-day contract, get to 19 years, become a coach, sign a 1-day contract, get to 20 years, and just become a coach so we can have that roster spot. Garrett Temple just became a coach in Dallas.
He did 17, didn't he? 17 years, something like that.
Yeah, 19.
I think DeAndre at 19. No, I think this might be it. It's a 1 year.
He gonna get to 20. They gonna make sure he gonna get to 20. It's just a matter of
is he playing 20? The whole 20?
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like are
that's
you
why
playing
I say,
the whole 20?
Just give him a day.
Because if you could do the 19,
Rich Paul gonna have to
out of there, man.
Yeah,
you know Rich ain't playing.
Yeah,
Rich ain't playing. Get him out of there.
And like, I heard Rich and Joe got a good relationship, man. Scoot, look, you gonna get some run here once we get DeAndre out the way. You and Fizz, man, y'all be a 2-headed monster, man. I still believe in Scoot. I said DeAndre. I mean DeJounte. Get that Tay out the way. I don't care if DeAndre stay. If he was a coach, it'll be nice.
Oh yeah, I ain't mentioned Denny.
Oh yeah,
I ain't even mentioned Denny. Well, I'm just saying, like, look at their roster, dog. Like,
I hope he had an outlier year, but he cold. He do for an extension too. So they gonna have to make some big decisions soon.
Yeah, so Drew got 2 years left. I ain't giving no money back.
Louisiana guys, they also dropping this note for later. While they haven't been shopping players, they've let teams know in any trade offer that they prefer 2028 picks over 2027 picks.
Shout out to the people that follow the draft. Everybody saying like this class, the 27, which is probably why the Bucks were like, we ain't really worried about the pick, but 2028 and beyond, all of those classes are supposed to be like the high level talented classes. Plus, you already got a pick in this draft. You probably don't want to add too many players from the, you know what I mean, from the class anyway. Take your one pick, do what you're gonna do with it, and then call it. But if you are moving players, the future, which is why I don't think that like unless they're terrible, they really blow it up this year because I think they want to go into either the deadline or next offseason and be like, all right, we just gonna offload everybody. We know kind of what Mosley needs, and then kind of go from there.
Oof, man, it's gonna be a sight to see. Squalo say Chaz, who gonna bite on her considering the stats you just read? It'll be a team like Cleveland, a team that need a low usage.
Gonna put him exactly in this position. Go guard everybody, bro. Just go guard everybody, get steals, play defense, and pass the ball to the star.
Oh yeah, be Supreme. We talked about his interview earlier in the show. We watched along and spoke about it earlier in the show as well. It was interesting. I think he made a couple interesting points about PV corner 3 and talked about some of the point of attack defense from other guys. So I definitely think it's gonna be interesting. And this is a good question. We'll end on this note. Shout out to Louisiana Gal. She said, "What do y'all think about Portland's owner taking $1 million of cash over second-round picks in the Ja deal?" I think that team might not be that long though, because they already got like the arena discussion happening, and supposedly it's not going very well. I don't know. I do want, like, when they talk about expansion teams, it would have to be 2 teams though, because the West and the East would need a team. But I can see one of them teams being the Portland Trailblazers. No, you already in Portland. Would it be that difficult to just move up into Seattle? I hope that don't happen though. I hope that don't happen. But
I think Portland gonna keep. I can't say I don't know what that dude gonna do because I ain't never seen a coach on a team option. Which is crazy, man. On a 1+2 kind of deal. I ain't never seen that again. The taking the money for the Ja deal.
That's insane.
Again, I identified the cheap center target. they went got the cheap center target. Even then, they still got Robert Williams. Yang must be terrible. Klingen, and now they got like 4 or 5 centers. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? I think honestly, the Robert Williams deal is because I think it just gives him a little bit of insurance, and he was cheap and he was familiar.
Yeah,
I think this dude like familiar, bro. Like I'm telling you, if somebody
you think he that involved?
Fucking right, he running them books. I know that. I know he on them books. I tell you what, if Shade not playing, if like Scoot, like he probably already assessed Scoot and was like, we could get this out of here. Like, because if Ja don't work out at the end of the day, Drew gonna be gone soon, Dame gonna be gone soon. Like all of these dudes gonna be gone, and I'm gonna just have an endless amount of money. I can extend Denny, I got Klingen, and then realistically, nothing else matter. I could redo this whole team.
Boy, that's about to be interesting for them this year. They better not be bad, I'll tell you that. Because you got that much fucking payroll on a bad team. No. You know the person that make the least amount of sense on that team to me? Dame. Dame just don't make no sense on the team. Like that's like a legacy act. Like
Dame on kind of like a 1+1 kind of. Well, he didn't bring Dame back. He didn't bring him back.
But I'm just like, if I'm looking at everything, I'm like, you the one that kind of sticks out the most as like, this don't really make any sense. But
because if you had Drew and Ja, you like. Even in Drew's old age, you'd be like, all right, Drew's the defender.
At least he can play the 3. He can shoot. He can replace. He's a pretty easy replacement for Jeremy Grant, but we'll see, man. Look, shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button for your dip. Tell the people they can find you at, bro.
Always, man. Y'all catch me at Pels in the Blend on YouTube, bro. Just say Davis on X, dog.
Yeah, man. It's #1 Pelicans critic, dog. Look. These dudes, man, I don't know what's going on with some of these NBA guys, man. These dudes hanging with these Klansmen, bro. Like, and they wow. Ain't no more soul brothers around. That's why you need people like Kyrie and
Jaylen Brown,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way in the world, though. And some of y'all know who I'm talking about, but that's crazy. No self-respect. But make sure y'all tap in with me, man, at Cheddar Chaz on Twitter, CHEDDACHAZ. Once this episode go live, if anything else come up, man, I'll definitely fill you in. But new membership episode was uploaded earlier. But yeah, man, make sure y'all tap in, don't tap out. And we out. Peace.